Well, hello there and welcome back to the final episode of our F1 2017 Sauber Career Mode from Season 1. Don't worry, we'll be carrying on into Season 2 and so forth. And here we are, round 20. We've finally managed to get here. It's taken me, I think, just almost a month to do it, which pretty much shows how much I've been grinding out this game recently. So the first thing we'll do then, before we talk about practice and have a look at the car, is listen to the voicemail for our final qualifying objective of the season. 18th and Magnussen, and we are very close to beating our rival Magnussen as well. After the last episode, we're just 1 point away, so all we've got to do is complete qualifying and we'll see that off. As for the practice sessions, we've got purple in everything, a nice maximum 275 out of 275, and pace was quite good in the third qualifying session. We finished in 11th place. Most of the guys were on the Supersoft, we was on the Ultras. We set our fastest time on our set of Ultras, and we were 10th ahead of Ocon, who was also on the Ultras. So we've got genuine midfield pace, which is nice. Hopefully that will push through into qualifying in a race. As for the upgrades, haven't done anything for a little while. After the qualifying in a race, I will have enough to, unfortunately, do just 3 of these, which is a bit of a shame. I did want to get them all done, which is a bit of a shame really before the next season, but you know, such is life. And then the power units as well, I haven't taken any on, so we won't have any grid penalties. Just looking to see which is that one's only 34%, that one's 33. No real difference, is there? What are the differences between these two? 42 and 46, right, so we'll chuck that one on. And down here as well we've got 47, 37, 41, so we'll bolt that one on. And down here 41, 41, 36, 31, so we're pretty much there. We've had to do 8 units of a turbocharger and the ICE and 7 units of everything else. As for the gearbox, 33% going into the final race, so yeah, that will be fine as well. So yeah, so not much else to talk about really. Yeah, here we are then, the final race, or final qualifying session I should say. So we've got a qualifying then, and see what we can do, yeah, around Abu Dhabi. So then in the garage, it's looks like it's almost night time here, although it's still saying it's sunny, which is a bit weird. But for the final time of the season then, we'll have a look at the setup, see what I've chosen for Abu Dhabi. Of course, the first thing we'll do is drain the fuel out of the tank. Aero 6.5, which is quite nice down the straights. Transmission at 85/75. Suspension geometry you can see there. Suspension 726455. Brakes 100% for the brake pressure, which is nice. Tyres 23.4 and 21.5, and the weight distribution is at 7. So we'll go straight out onto track and put a lap time on the board and see where we compare with everyone else and see if we can improve in some areas of the track. I find the whole Abu Dhabi track a bit Mickey Mouse, to be honest. The curbs are really annoying here. Certainly if you run wide them you lose a lot of time. So it's all about trying to keep it nice and clean. Well, that was possibly the worst lap I've ever done around Abu Dhabi. I made mistakes pretty much everywhere, and we're even 2 tenths off of our teammates, so I'm going to find a shed load of time from somewhere. Sector 3 wasn't too bad, although I definitely can find some time. Sector 2 was an absolute nightmare, and so was Sector 1 as well. I hit a lot of the exit curbs as well, lost time, broke a bit too early in a few apexes as well, so I'm pretty confident I could probably find well over a second. So there's just over 4 minutes left. We'll go out in a second, have a slow out lap to look after the tyres, and yeah, do another lap and hopefully move up a few more spots. So I've let all the cars through. We're probably going to be the last car over the line. Let's improve and get up the order. So there we are then, qualifying session to end the season. It's a finished front row with Raikkonen out qualifying Bottas by almost 7/10 of a second. Perez has done well to get into 4th place, as has Kvyat into 6th, and Red Bull have struggled 7th and 9th in qualifying. Further down, Stroll 13th, Sainz 14th. We've managed to get into 16th place then by beating Magnussen by 1,000th of a second, and to go from the first lap I did was one of the worst I've ever done around Abu Dhabi to that qualifying lap you've just seen to being probably one of the best. We was I think 2.2, 2.3 seconds quicker than we were the first time around. So yeah, we've jumped up the order a little bit. A bit disappointed to not be about the 13th, 14th place mark, but you know, another 2 tenths and we would have been, well, another 3 tenths, we would have been 13th on the grid, but I'll take 16th anyway. So the resource points for qualifying, this has been quite nice. 80 it is, so it's taken us over the 1500 mark. And the rivalry, yeah, we've done it. Lovely. So we saw off our teammate, then we failed to beat Grosjean, but we've managed to comfortably in the end, I think, beat Magnussen. And the team approval continues to rise as we achieve all our targets on a race by race basis. And now finally the voicemail then for the race target. 18th place, and I think that's very achievable. So I don't think there's much else to look at. I will look at the bits on the card to see if there's anything out there that's that we can change around. Yep, that one there. So we'll chuck that on. That's as good as it will be. 47, 39, 41. And down here, yep, that's pretty much it then. So yeah, we're pretty much good to go then. What's our weekend score so far? 4850. That's not too bad really. So yeah, let's hope for a final good race then, and just try and end the season on a high, because the last few races have been a bit disappointing. We really should have had good points in both Brazil and Mexico, so it'd be nice to get some good points here tonight. And whoever knows, we might end up starting quite up towards the front, because the last few races a lot of drivers have been getting massive grid penalties. We've got none, so you never know, we might be starting well inside the top 10 again.
We're almost ready to go then. This is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position and a Sauber alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Van Dorn, Verlaine, Fernando Alonso and Ocon, Grosjean, Stroll, Magnussen and Jolyon Palmer, Raikkonen, Perez, Daniel Kvyat and Verstappen, Massa, Hülkenberg, Valtteri Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo. Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel starts from the back of the grid.
I mean, it gets weirder and weirder, doesn't it? So it's Sainz and myself on the front row. I mean, I just don't know where to begin really. It just gets a bit crazy. I'm tempted to do an offset strategy for the final race, which I think we will do. What's the best way to go there? 7 to 14. Oh, I don't like that. I think 8 to 14 is quite nice, so we'll do that. We'll bump the fuel up to 17, and I think we'll just go hard for the first part of the race. Just use all of our rich mix, and you never know, we might be able to take the lead from Sainz at the start and then lead a couple of laps. But yeah, I mean, these penalties just get really, really crazy towards the end of the season. It'll be interesting if it's like it next season as well, when we're in a bit more of a competitive car and we're, you know, realistically fighting for good points every race. But yeah, there we go then. So we're in second place on the grid. We'll get the formation up out of the way, and yeah, start the final race for the season from the front row. So here we are then, on the front row of the grid, on the super soft tyres for the final time this season. Lights out, and it's a good start. We're going to take the lead. Oh, here comes a McLaren. Go away, Van Dorn. I'm leading into turn 1. And a Sauber leads. Right, let's bump into Rich Mix and try and disappear. So come around the final corner now. Ocon's managed to get up into second place, but we're still looking strong. I mean, let's not get into any sort of false sense of security here. We know that we're not that quick, and we know that the quicker guys are going to work their way through. But Sainz being back there now 4th place because Stroll's got past, as Ocon absolutely flies past us, and I can do fuck all about that. That's going to help us out a little bit. because the longer that the big boys stay near the back, the better it's going to be for us once the pit stops start. We've got DRS here on Ocon, but I don't think we're going to be able to do anything about it. No, we ain't. I'm not even going to try and move. Too risky. So have a hairpin until lap 5. Some of the bigger guys are starting to creep through now. I've got a Stroll behind me. Not even going to attempt defending. And that's us down to 3rd. Still got decent pace over these guys. Well, that's probably largely down to the rich fuel mix. So everyone is now in for a pit stop to get rid of our ultra soft tyres. We're obviously going to carry on for a couple of more laps. And this is a good opportunity here, whilst we've still got enough fuel with the rich mix to maybe potentially overcut Stroll. Get back up into 2nd place. And in we are then, set of ultra soft tyres for the last 6 laps of the race. So at the box now, don't crash in the pit lane. Where will we rejoin? Sixth place, we're in 6th place. So I've got Hamilton right up behind me here. And through he goes. That's us down to 7th. I think it'll probably be 8th very, very soon with Verstappen. Here comes Verstappen. Oh, he's locked up. Got half a chance to get 7th place back here. Oh, bastard. Oh, there's a Force India going slowly up here, and Verstappen's being held up behind him. Banter, through I go. I don't know which Force India it was. I know both of them were ahead of me, and Ocon was in the lead. But all of a sudden, we're back up into 6th. Oh, forces in the curb. Defend the inside from Bottas. Not often you go side by side with the AI and they don't try and kill you. So Raikkonen has won the race from 11th on the grid, and Hamilton's done well to get second from 19th, and Stroll, I think, gets his first career podium on the game. Perez was 4th, Verstappen 5th, we were 6th. It was Ocon then that had the problems and had to make another pit stop, and he very well could have won the race. Magnussen, Bottas, Massa and Kvyat score the final handful of points. Further down, Vettel made 2 pit stops and finished on the back of us as well. Alonso was close to, I think, his first point of the season, but could only do 12th. And then you got Sainz, Hulkenberg, Ocon, as I mentioned before, in 15th, Van Dorn, Verline, who made 2 pit stops, and Palmer as well. And then Grosjean and Ricciardo failed to finish the race. In the standings then, Hamilton has won the championship by 30 points from Raikkonen. Bottas is classified in 3rd and Vettel in 4th. And then you've got Verstappen in 5th place, Ricciardo down in 8th. He's even been beaten by Perez. And we stay in 11th place, but we finish on 42 points, which is rather nice. Stroll has moved up as well ahead of Ocon thanks to his 15 points for 3rd place. Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Grosjean and Palmer somehow manages to score 18 points. And then towards the bottom, poor season for Toro Rosso with Sainz and Kvyat, and Van Dorn only picks up 1 point, and both Verline and Alonso failed to score. And in the constructors, Mercedes have won that fairly comfortably with 627. Ferrari in 2nd, Red Bull in 3rd. Williams have beaten Force India then by, what was that, 25 points? 23 points I think it is. Haas have jumped ahead of Renault right at the death, and we do finish in 8th place ahead of Toro Rosso and McLaren on a single point. So then the resource points for the 20th and final time. We lost 4 positions compared to qualifying, but I'm still happy with the 6th place. And resource points 3655. What's that about? Have you got like an end of season bonus or something? Not too sure. But these are the first driver bonuses, another 24. Yeah, look, as a result of your performance across the season, an additional 2001 resource points have been awarded to aid in preparations for the next season. That's really helpful. That is really, really good, actually. Yeah, the reputation level, again, continues to go up quite well. McLaren will probably offer us a contract 3/4 of the way up. And then the career score then for the final race of the season. See what we end up. It'd be nice if we could hit 130,000. And we do, 130,767, just over 10,500 for the weekend, which is very, very nice. The race not too bad, 21.50, and the practice sessions very well as well. Oh, contract event. Oh, hello.
How are you here? Are you happy? I mean, obviously, I hope so. But, you do have some other options if you challenge.
Why is she whispering about it? Look, she's even closing the door like it's a big fucking secret.
Well, things have moved on since then. These are the offers I've managed to put together for you. You don't have to do anything with them, but let me know what you think.
Right, so these are going to be contract offers from other teams, or promotion of some sort, but I'm already first driver, so right, okay. In light of your exemplary performance, an opportunity to switch teams has arisen. You have several offers on the table for consideration. Take a look and see what you think. Any weird affiliated teams are highlighted as they will often offer an enhanced contract. So stay as first driver of Sauber or move to second driver with McLaren. I think this is going to be a pretty easy choice. We remain with Sauber. End of season. Dear Alex, we are delighted to announce that your performance has been above our expectations and you finished 11th in the Drivers' Championship. You and your teammate, you amassed enough points for us to rank 8th. We look forward to progressing even further next season and now take some time to relax. You've earned it. I have actually put in this fucking shitbox to about 8 or 9 points paying positions. So then the end of the season, what can we look at? We've won the rivalry. Yep, that's fine. Upgrades we'll have a look at in a minute. Power units, it means shit now because obviously the season is over. The reputation level's gone down with McLaren a little bit, by quite a bit, because we said no to them. Leaderboards as well, we're nearly in the top 20,000 for our career, and in the season we ended at 11426. In the weekend 1463. Yeah, not too bad then. And then finally the trophy room. So let's have a quick look back then. So things got off to a shaky start of a 19th, a 14th and a 16th at Bahrain. 6th place at Russia was largely thanks to a meteoric start and a bit of a dive bomb into turn 1, and then the intermediate conditions that I'm quite comfortable with. We got up to 6th and stayed there. Spain, Monaco, Canada and Azerbaijan and even Austria went by pretty disappointingly. Then we got a nice point in Britain, and that was legit pace as well. Hungary 17th, not my strong track. Another good point in Belgium. Italy, we really should have scored points there, but I think we damaged our wing and then maybe had a drive through as well or something, and ended up retiring. I remember we hit Parma going into the Parabolica in the final lap. 8th place in Singapore. I thought I uploaded it, but unfortunately I haven't, and I've actually lost the footage. So that's one race I haven't actually been able to upload. Long story short, it was intermediate. It started off full wet, then went to intermediates, made the call at the right time, and jumped up from about 13th to 8th and stayed there towards the end. So yeah, that was a good 4 points there. 2nd place at Malaysia as well. We took advantage of the fact that it was wet towards the end of the race. Started on the harder compound, took them all the way until we switched to intermediates. We possibly could have won the race because there was a safety car towards the end of the race, and then 2 laps to go, got past Raikkonen, and we might have had a good chance of getting past Hamilton, but I remember we ran wide in sector 2 and we lost time, so he could only finish 2nd there. Another point, Suzuka in Japan, that was a hard battling one. 16th at USA, I remember that race being pretty disappointing. 11th at Mexico, which was again another race that should have yielded a lot of points, but we went from the dries at the wrong time onto the wet tyres when it was still intermediates. And then a point in Brazil, which was a bit lucky because we did have a 5-second stop-go penalty, but for whatever reason the game didn't register it. And just now a 6th place at Abu Dhabi. So in the 20 races we've scored points in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 races out of the 20 we've scored points, and we also finished 11th a couple of times as well. So yeah, you can see there the beginning of a season, apart from that freak result in Russia, was largely uneventful. And then the second half, you know, it was pretty much a case of score a point, then not, then do, then not. And yeah, I think we've done pretty well. So we'll look forward to filling this up in season 2 with some more point scoring opportunities. So then we'll have a look at the upgrades. Now this is, I did not expect to get a bonus. I haven't watched anyone else's career mode. I don't really know what to expect season to season. Now, long story short, we've got enough to do all this. We've got enough. We need 3,000 to do this. We can do it all, and I think we can't even. Yeah, look, because we can only develop a few. We can develop 1, 2, 3. We can't develop that one because we need one of these done. But what I'm looking at as well, the powertrain is okay, it's the second worst. The aero's not too bad really, but the chassis is really bad. And I'm not thinking about doing these, I'm thinking about doing these here, make everything a bit cheaper. Because if we was to get all of these, everything is 50%, and to be honest, all the minor upgrades are 1,000. Well, we do over 500 per weekend, which means for the first 8 or 9, you know, we can get what's that, 4, 8, 11 upgrades in a row, race after race, and there will be next week as well, because obviously we've done enough of the classic car events to get the minor upgrades reduced from 2 weeks to 1. So let's do some maths. If we get that at 750, that's 1,750. That'll be 3,000, and we get 30% off, which will drop it down to 700 each, which might mean 2 upgrades every 3 races. I don't know. I don't really want to do this where it's like enhancements and bollocks like that, but the durability is definitely important. Right, well, we've got, I think we should probably do that one for sure, that one, because now we've got at least 2 in everything. 2 on that one, 2 on that one, 2 on that one. That's fine, I can deal with that. That now leaves us 2179. I am tempted to just do them all, but we can't do this. Look, we can't do it because we need these ones, so that's probably something I should have done, really. Done one of these in one of the last races. We can also, if we want to do this, but it's going to take 4 weeks, so I'd rather wait. Recommend, obviously, the chassis, which is going to 1,000, so... I mean, this is the year where I want to get shit done. So I think we're going to be brave. We're going to do that, which immediately drops it down to 900. we're gonna do. Fuck it, let's just go for it. Let's just fucking YOLO it. So we're gonna do that. That's now 429 left. Is there anything else we can do for 429? Do that for 400. Any of these we can do? Cost 600. And these as well will be the same, won't they? So yeah, okay, so we'll leave it at that then. So going into the new season, we only need 2 more upgrades on these, so that'll be 1,000, and we can get these done. And over here, all the minor upgrades now cost 800, so I reckon it's going to be probably 2 upgrades every 3 upgrades every 2 races rather than 1 upgrade every race. So probably by 3 upgrades by 2 races? No, I mean 2 upgrades every 3 races. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. We can get pretty much most of these done during the season. That's quite handy then. We'll start with 429, which means probably we can actually, in fact, after the first race, if we get enough credits, we can lock all this out, get all this done, and then we can focus on the chassis. So I think that's what we're going to be doing then. So we'll end the season and the episode here then. To be honest, it's got better as the years got on, and I've got some nice setups on the car which I'll run into next season. Now all the durability is almost done. We can look forward to not picking up penalty points as often as we did in season 1, and now we can look forward to as well about upgrading other bits on the car, which is going to be very, very important. So thank you very much for anyone that's I know these videos don't get a lot of views, but I know there's a few people out there that do watch pretty much every episode I put up, and I thank you for your continued support. I do these videos, you know, recording them takes as long as you see here, and then editing them takes a little while as well to get it all right, and I'll do it for all you guys. I'm not really too bothered if I only get 3 views, as long as the people that are watching it, and the few and the far between that they're enjoying it, and if they are, then I'll continue to do it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching season 1, and hopefully in a few days we can crack on with season 2.